going to do an insight video today. I'm seeing a lot of stuff around sort of like purple, around which purple represents many different things. How I'm seeing it like a universal or like a royal purple this morning. It very much represents like universal keys, universal knowledge, universal understanding. I also think, and when I feel about this royal purple color, I always think about Melchizedek, universal teacher, a universal teacher that's part of the White Brotherhood, as well as all the other ascended masters are. And I'm seeing this everywhere at the moment. I've sort of like I'm looking at like crystals, and I can see like an outer layer of like purple vibration of color vibrating around that. I'm also seeing it outside in the world when I'm looking at like fences, and I'm looking at the like in the just like in the ether of the planet. There's this royal purple color. So purple is very much connected to sort of like Saint Germain as well. You've got the violet flame, which is transmutation and transformation. It's very much around there, but it's also about like when you see purple like in that sense, it looks like with the third eye as well, which very much connects to like vision and connects to like insight and understanding, but it also brings wisdom and understanding in that way. And I feel this is where it connects to Melchizedek. Universal keys, universal knowledge, universal wisdom is coming through, but it's like these channels are opening up, and the ascended masters now are bringing down this wisdom and bringing it down for us. And this is what's very much connecting. I've been talking about universal laws a lot lately, and it's very much connecting to that. I feel it's very like, you know, this energy is very, very strong. It's very, very high energy. It's got a very high frequency, and it very much connects again, I think, to what we're talking about with this blueprint I've been talking about over the last couple of days, very much around like the third dimensional reality and the fifth dimensional reality. They very much connect to that. I feel like I want to talk quite quickly at the moment, because I feel the energy is very, very flowing. It's very high. It's very sort of like, it's got a high vibration and very much connects to that universal laws. Again, as I'm connecting into it, I also feel there's white light in my third eye as I start to connect into it, and it connects also into the shape of a diamond. And the diamond is very much symbolic of heaven and earth. It's like two equal triangles that are above us as so below. So it's very much around the spiritual experience again with this heaven on earth, and very much connects to like sacred geometry and also like a higher sort of frequency. And it very much connects to heaven on earth, which is the fifth dimensional reality. And what's meant by that is the fifth dimensional reality talks about being spiritual and awakening to your own spiritual light energy and your source energy, and it means that you walk in that light and you express it, and you also vibrate it. To express that light, you express that infinite being, that source being. You know you're connected to the source energy, but you also know that your spirit walking in a physical body, in a physical form. And that's a shift to fifth dimensional reality, and this is where the shift comes as well, because it shifts also into co-creation. I keep talking about this, so this is why it's so important at the moment that we start to open up, and we start to become like more aware of the inner world, which is what I keep talking about. And this is what I feel like the masters and the angels and the ascended beings are very much telling us at the moment. You're co-creator. You've got this source energy, and it's about you opening up. When you start to open up that energy, you start to connect to this infinite being, and you start to express you know, that source energy. But what you do is you create, like I say, a new blueprint, which is a new reality. And this isn't just happening on our planet. This is happening like in the universe at the moment. And this is why these energy sort of like portals, or these energy sort of like frequencies are opening up, because it's happening within the universe, and we're aligning with that. We're becoming connected to it again. For a thousand, it feels like for a long time we've been very dormant, because we've been very much connected in this 3D blueprint, which is very much the outer world, which is all these physical things that are going on, these events and stuff, and they're all like connected into the media, the economy, you know, materialism, money, all those kind of things that make us feel that we're, you know, that we're disconnected, and we're in a sense we feel like alone, because we're not connected to that source energy, that our infinite source energy. So that this is what this shift is. This shift is coming back into the universal community, coming back into as a spiritual being, and being more connected into those higher frequencies, the higher realms. And again, that purple color is about those higher realms, those higher frequencies. I've just been given that as I'm sitting here. I feel like that's something that's been impressed on me. That high vibrational purple color is very much connected to the universal frequency as well. So universal frequency is obviously this infinite frequency. I'm seeing like I said, this is why I said Melchizedek, because I've got like a being, or like an impression of like long white hair that's in my mind's eye at the moment. And again, Melchizedek or anything to do with the Melchizedek order, you see these like piercing blue eyes, and if they come through, you know that's part of that universal teaching. But like I said, the ascended masters, also Saint Germain. I'm getting a vision of what Saint Germain looks like as in his human form. You know, the gentleman with the hair and the beard. He looks not like me, but his hair's a bit like me in like his ascended master sort of like physical impression. Don't forget, like, also when you see these are because they're a way of being in human form in your physical mind, and they're showing you in a human form because that's how you would relate to it. But actually, that's not how they are. They are light energy. They are consciousness, and they are these frequencies. But they come through in that kind of human form because that's a way for us to understand, process, and link and relate to. But again, Saint Germain's coming through with this transformation, this transmutation. It very much connects to the universal law of vibration, the universal law of oneness. That we are this community, that we're coming together. Once again, we're opening up. I also feel like as I start to talk about this, I've got two white angel wings that have just come through behind me. So again, anything white is like cleansing, purification, but it's a higher awareness. This is what I feel this white energy is coming through. You know, when you've got like a clear quartz crystal, you hold it in your hand. You hold it in your hand to intensify, to magnify your frequency, but it also opens you up, and it awakens to that higher aspect of yourself. And this is the infinite self again. And this is what I feel is bringing around through. The angels are like come through to bring harmony. They bring protection. They bring guidance. They bring understanding, insight. But they also try and bring you into that flow of the universe. A lot of us are out of that flow, and when we're in a third dimensional reality, we're not connected to the fifth dimensional flow of like co-creation, but we're also not connected to the flow of the source energy, because in a 3D reality, we're sort of like projected out into the outer world. We're living in the outer world. We're not living in our or creating from our source energy. And this is what this fifth dimensional blueprint is coming from now. As I start to connect into it now, I'm being shown golden pyramids. Golden pyramids are portals, but gold again is like, it can be alchemy when you know it's ascension, it's understanding. It also connects to Serapis Bay. So I feel like being shown these golden pyramids, I'm now being shown like ascension is happening. But as you see this, and I start to talk about this, the ascended masters work in perfect union. The universal brotherhood or the white brotherhood are all beings that connect in harmony. They work together. You've heard of like, you know, the Council of 12, or you know, the Brotherhood, and these are all these ascended masters. Well, the ascended masters work in pure harmony because they're part of the universal law of oneness. That all beings, spiritual beings, know there's a one vibration. Everything comes from source. Everything's created from source. Everything goes back to source, and everything is part of a cycle of source. So they realise that you know, these infinite beings realise that. So they work in perfect harmony, and it's all about that source energy. And this is where this fifth dimensional blueprint's coming in at the moment. So I feel there's a lot of that going on. I'm now seeing like a central sun, like a golden sun in my mind's eye, and that's again about source energy. It's about what gives us light, gives us energy, it gives us yeah, it's like, you know, sun brings life to all things and all beings, and nothing can exist without that source, without that energy, without that light. And I feel this is symbolic again, that we're opening up to that. I feel like my heart chakra is opening up to that source energy as I connect into it. So there's very, very high vibration. Something shifted from yesterday to today. There's a difference in the frequency. It's the 19th today. I start looking at things. So what's it? 1 9 is 10, and like is it 12 is 13, so that'd be 4. But I try and look at numerology sometimes. But obviously 9 is a very sort of high frequency. It's an end in the cycles. When you look at like 9 and 10, if you put 9 and 10 together on its own, it's like a master number as well. So you can look at things like that. But there's a shift in the energy today. I don't know what's shifted, but it feels different today. And it's definitely with that higher vibration, that higher frequency. I feel like it's unlocking something. I feel like it's a key, a universal key that's unlocking a new frequency, a new vibration as we start to move into the new year. So it's very much around that, and we're starting to open up to that. But I feel like there's a real shift in it. So again, is it very much around this shifting from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. Remember, when you shift to a fifth dimensional blueprint, you create a completely different reality within your whole being, and also that shift of reality on the planet, your relationships with other people, with other beings. You start to see them on a soul level. You have a soul experience. You awaken those soul connections, and you start to align, because you become that part of that universal law of oneness again. And this is what this time's very much about. As I breathe in at the moment, the more I breathe in, the more I feel like every time I'm taking a breath through my throat into my body, my light, the light and energy that's coming into me is intensifying in my own energy frequency, and it's making me feel like I'm brighter and lighter as I'm breathing in this energy. My vibration is shifting, and there's more energy coming into my energy field, into my energy bodies are aligning, my light bodies are aligning, the light frequencies are aligning. And it's very much around that today. So today is a very, very powerful day of co-creation and creation. So it's a very powerful day for to start to co-create your fifth dimensional blueprint, which is spending more time in the inner world, and letting go of those attachments to the outer world, and not being distracted by them, not being projected out into the outer world. Because when you're, like I keep saying, when you're projected in that outer world, you're actually dormant. You're disconnecting yourself. You're cutting yourself off from your source energy, and the spirits and the guides. So this is why it's so important to go within yourself and spend that time. Because once you start to do that, then you start to align, and then you start to open up to your infinite self, and then you can start to align to your true purpose and your true vision, and also connect to like a collective vision that's needed at the moment, to the new dawning of this life. Like with all these communities that are coming around, you've got Telos, other places that are talking about they started talking about a Shambhala, all those kind of communities where these etheric or ethereal sort of realms where these ascended masters live. But they also send frequencies from there. They're sending frequencies down here on the planet. They're already here, but we can't see them because we're not on that shifted to that fifth dimensional reality, but they're there. And those frequencies, those energy patterns and frequencies, are here very much now. And this is what this fifth dimensional conscious shift is, and blueprint is very much happening now. The ascended masters are here, and it's about us starting to open up to that. So consciously create, start to spend more time within your own inner world, and you'll start to align with your light, your energy, your source energy, and you'll start to create a fifth dimensional blueprint where you'll start to dissolve those worries, those fears, those doubt, and all that'll be left will be harmony, peace, and you'll be in union. And once you're in the union, then you can start to sort of like really allow the flow of the universe and your infinite self to start to express light through for your source, for your being, and then it will express it into a reality. It will project from your inner world into your outer world, and it will create the spiritual reality that you'll live in this spiritual harmony. And this is what heaven on earth is. This is what the fifth dimension is about. So it's very much around that, and that's the insight for today.